Before we get started, let's put some gloves and a bottle on our hands for studio safety. Hi, I'm Mike Rooney. Today's free art lesson's on how to darken color without adding its complement, which kills the color. So what we want to do is we want to have shadows. We want them really, really colorful, but we don't want to have dead color. Now, you remember back when you were in school and they tell you paint an apple and take, let's say the apple's red, take green, which is the exact opposite on the color wheel, and make a shadow out of that. But what it does is that green is the exact opposite of red on the color wheel. It kills the color. So you don't get good, clean, bright color in the shadows. You get this dull thing, kind of like adding black paint. So I'm going to show you how to make it look like it's in shadow and still be nice and bright and colorful, because we're all striving for nice, bright, colorful paintings. So let's go over to the easel and I'll show you how to do it. Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to paint some boxes like we're trying to describe a box. And let's go ahead and make this really washy. And we're going to do them a little bit. I'm going to have to do them about this size right here. So here's one box. Now remember, I'm not trying to draw a nice box. I'm just trying to show how to do the color. So here's the second box, and it goes down like that. And let's say that the shadow runs off this way, like so and like so, like it's two different boxes, and here's the tabletop along the, like two boxes sitting on the table. Okay, now let's go over here and paint the first side yellow. Let's just pick up a lot of nice yellow and paint the first side of the box yellow. Alright. Now, they told us to add a little bit of white when we were in school. Add a little bit of white to the top, to the yellow, and paint it on the top, and that you'll have something that looks like the box is lighter on top. So I'm going to do another lesson, a little art lesson, to show you how to not add white to it and still make it look like it's in the light without adding all that pasty white to it. But I'm going to do it for right now because that's how most of us know how to do it. So now we'll go over here and we'll put the yellow in on this side, and we're going to add purple to it. Its complement, which is kind of the red apple green shade thing that we always use. That's how we make a shadow, isn't it? Okay, so here's the yellow. Let's take purple, and I've got ultramarine violet on my palette right here. Is ultramarine violet. I'm going to take some of that ultramarine violet and put it right on top of that yellow. And look how gray and lifeless that already looks. Well, you may say, well, that doesn't look lifeless to me. It looks like a nice shadow. But when you see this one, you're going to see the difference. So there it is. There's a nice shadow, blah, 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 okay? Now we're going to come over here and make a tabletop. We're going to add light blue across the tabletop. So here's the light blue on the tabletop. And another good lesson, a little mini lesson in a lesson, is you see that yellow like trying to wash out of my brush? That's why I'm not getting good clean blue over here, because some of that green's washing out. Another good reason for washing your brushes out really good in between colors, which I'm not doing. I'm just dipping it in there and swishing it around. But you're not going to have good clean color if you don't wash your brush out in between colors. Like if you're mixing red and you don't wash all that red out of there, when you go to mix green trees, red is the opposite of green. You're killing your color. So be sure that when you change colors that you for sure wash the brush out really, really well. So now I'm going to take blue and make this look like it's in shadow. And we always, how did we always, previously to this lesson, how did we darken blue? We always took orange and darken down blue. Like if we didn't like it, it was not dark enough, we take orange and put it in there on top of the blue, like so. All right. So, you look at that and you say, Mike, what's wrong with that? I'm liking that pretty good. Well, you won't when you look at this other one. We take yellow, we put it on the next one. Make sure we stay out of that magenta. For some reason, I always like to draw with magenta. It's just a really cool, it reminds me, I guess, to stay really bright and colorful when I'm painting. I can always get rid of parts of it if I want, but I leave a lot of it peeking out in my paintings. And so, okay, we're going to do the same thing we did on the other side. We're going to paint the yellow there, but instead of adding violet, which you know that here's yellow on the color wheel, you know that directly down from red and blue is purple. So if you mix yellow with purple, it's its exact opposite down here. That's purple, supposed to be purple. Let's put real purple on there. That's purple. That's the exact opposite on the color wheel. You don't want that. What can we do to get this to look like it's in shadow and turn is you don't go straight across, you start working your way down to it, okay? So what's the middle, or what's the secondary color if you mix yellow and red is yellow with a touch of red, you get an orange. Now look at that. There's orange and there's red. So let's add a little orange to this. Instead of going straight across, let's add orange to it first. And then let's add just a tad of red. See, I'm working my way across. I'm working my way down. I put a little red in there. And then I take a little bit of red's complement. So you go this way and then straight across. So not red's complement, orange's complement. I'm going to take this orange. I added just a tad of red in it, but I'm still going to say that this orange complement is blue. Long as it's not purple, you'll be okay. So I'm going to add just a smidge of blue into this to kill that red. It's too, or that orange, it's too bright and too intense. So watch how I kill it just a little bit. I pick up a little bit of blue, make sure I don't have much of it, just a touch. Wash out real good so I don't get any more blue in there, because if I don't wash that blue, I'll have tons of it. I'm going to take that blue and swish that blue around just enough to kill that real bright orange. Now see how that blue just killed that orange a little bit. Wow. Look at the difference. It still looks like it's in shade. Now let's make the top, because I forgot to do the top. We'll take the top and we'll make the top look like it's being lit up. Alright, there's the lit up side of the box. So there's the yellow and there's the orange. And look at the difference between this one and that one. Now let's do the light blue and blue and watch the difference between that. We take light blue here, we scoop it on there. Oh, that's the key to working on this thing, is just pick it up like crazy and scoop it on there. There we go. Okay. I like to paint with lots of paint. Okay, and then we take blue. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take blue and lighten it a little bit. We're going to put some blue on there. Now watch, instead of taking blue, remember on the blue I took blue and I added orange, which was its complement. Orange, blue, is I'm going to add purple. So I'm taking blue, here's blue, and I'm going to add a little bit of purple. I'm going to go this way with it because I don't want it to get lighter and warmer. I want it to get cooler. So I can add purple versus going from blue straight over to orange, because it'll kill it. So I'm going to put a little bit of purple in there, and watch how that keeps it dark, but it keeps it really, really colorful, really bright. See how the purple... Now I put a little bit closer up to the box and let it fade as it goes that way. And look how much more colorful this one is than that, but they both, when you squint, they both look like they're in shadow. Alright, I hope this has helped you to keep your shadows really, really colorful without adding their complement. It drops the color and it also keeps it very, very bright. I hope you've enjoyed the lesson, and you can find more of my stuff on MikeRooneyStudios.blogspot.com.